Right now at noon, the Indiana Attorney General is filing more charges against suspects in a Medicaid fraud scheme. We have the latest details in this investigation.
Outside's our driest air in over a month and a little taste of spring here in midsummer. How long it will stick around in the forecast.
Indianapolis and IMPD are facing a lawsuit after a viral arrest. Now we're hearing from attorneys of a young man taking legal action against the two entities. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Felicia Lawrence, and new at noon, Attorney General Todd Rokita is now filing charges against 6 people accused of defrauding Indiana's Medicaid program of over $10 million. 2 people were initially charged in this case, Faith Casas and Alexander Burns. Court documents list Casas as the owner of Senior Home Care Agency, but they say Burns was actually controlling the business. Prosecutors say Burns was banned from owning a Medicaid provider because of a previous fraud conviction. Today, 4 more people are being charged. Right now, warrants are out for them. And Rokita released a statement. He released a statement after the charges saying committing fraud and stealing from taxpayers is bad enough, but it is especially egregious when it's committed against our most vulnerable citizens. Also new this afternoon, a 24-year-old father is facing a preliminary murder charge in the death of his 3-month-old daughter. Authorities saying this was the first time he was alone with the young girl. This happened Saturday afternoon when IMPD was called to do a welfare check on the child. The father told IMPD he thought the child got too hot in the car and that his car's AC does not work. He says he then called 911 when he noticed the girl was not breathing normally. She was taken to Riley Hospital for Children and was pronounced dead yesterday. A doctor says he found the child suffering from 3 separate brain bleeds, among other internal injuries. They say the injuries are consistent with abuse. The father denies the abuse allegations and says he does not know what happened to the girl. The man is currently booked in the Marion County Jail. A 16-year-old boy is under arrest after accidentally shooting himself while loading a gun. This happened earlier this month on July 2nd. Police say the teen shot himself in the leg, and he now faces preliminary charges of criminal recklessness and dangerous possession of a firearm by a child. And a man is in police custody after a deadly shooting in Hancock County. Police say this started as a dispute between 2 men. It happened around 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon on West County Road 350 North, just east of the Marion County border. Deputies found 2 stopped vehicles at the scene. A man was dead in one of them. An IMPD officer who was flagged down at the scene arrested the man in the other vehicle. A person in the suspect's vehicle was also questioned. Okay, we have to talk about our weather because today, this is what Sean calls a weather perfection day. It is quite beautiful, though this morning I needed a sweater.
Yeah, and tomorrow's going to be even cooler here.
Okay.
So I know you like it a little bit warmer. Just let us have a couple of days and we'll get you back into the frying pan
to catch your breath.
The weekend. It has been nice here. Let me show you the time lapse from Carmel, and it has been beautiful. We've had, again, a little more of a spring-like feel, but you know, look at that tower camera there, and then look at the one from Morse, and what you're not seeing is the smoke. So we are getting a break from that for right now. This is the view from the Motor Speedway, getting ready for a big Brickyard weekend, and weather's going to be turning hot and more humid right on cue, as it usually does sometimes for the Brickyard. We're at 71, northeast wind 15, gusting over 20 miles per hour. The dew point in Indianapolis right now is 49. That is about 25 degrees lower than 24 hours ago, and that's why that air feels so pleasant. Now, I will tell you, if you're getting in the pool or if you're going on the lake today, because of how dry the air is, it's going to be kind of a cool breeze for you when you get out. That muggy meter is going to be pleasant to dry, and then it ramps up going into the weekend and early next week. So if you're not a fan of real sweaty air, then you're going to enjoy the next couple of days. There's the north wind. We're starting to see some more lake clouds come down the pike. In fact, it's overcast right now across north central Indiana. That stuff's going to be harmless. There's the front that caused the storms just to our south. We're in a pretty quiet weather pattern for today. Here's your breakdown. We got Indians forecast. Day game, 1:35, first pitch today. And it's going to be beautiful out there. And if you're going to the Fever game tonight, 8 p.m. tip, It will be quiet and cool. Temperatures dropping quickly. We'll let you know how low we're going tomorrow morning here in just a little bit.
Sean, thank you so much. Tonight, family and friends are remembering the life of rising boxing star Hannah Rapp. The Delaware County native died over the weekend in Texas when she was hit by a car. Charles Medina has been arrested for manslaughter. He's accused of hitting Rapp at a high rate of speed. They say he has prior violent charges. And now Rapp's loved ones are supporting a petition for Hannah's Law in Texas, and it calls for stricter rules for repeat offenders.
It's going to help people that might have another person that gets taken too soon because of a senseless offender that is released on pending charges.
Hannah fought for her life and he took it away, and that's why we're doing this.
There are two vigils tonight to celebrate Rapp's life. One of the vigils is in Texas and one is in Yorktown. The local one starts at 9:30 at Morrow's Meadow Pavilion. The Indiana gathering is happening at the same time as the vigil in Texas. People are encouraged to wear bright colors. Well, right now, an 18-year-old man is suing the city of Indianapolis and an IMPD sergeant. That lawsuit comes after the teen was cleared of all felony charges following his arrest last April. It went viral because police said he pointed a gun at officers. Logan Gay talked with the teen's attorney, who says he hopes this lawsuit is a wake-up call to the city.
The teenager was initially accused of attempted murder, but after review of the body-worn camera, those charges were dismissed, saying the video didn't support the allegations. This 11-page lawsuit lays out the teen's account of what happened the day of his arrest, accusing an IMPD sergeant of fabricating evidence and giving false statements. The 18-year-old's attorney, Terrence Kennard, says it's clear his client complied with officers from the beginning.
Within about a minute, they're approached by a female officer who's giving loud commands. As she does, Mr. Brewer and his companion both raise their hands, literally touching the ceiling of the inside of the vehicle.
Kennard says his client continued to follow commands after that. And while there was a gun inside the car, he says his client never picked it up. Even so, the teen spent a week in jail and was facing charges that could have carried decades in prison. According to the lawsuit, the teenager suffered loss of liberty, incarceration, emotional distress, humiliation, loss of reputation.
Not only did it cause him to be arrested and spend all of that time in jail, you literally put this man's entire life in jeopardy, because without that camera, who knows what the outcome of this case would have been.
Kennard says the impact didn't end when the charges were dropped.
Right now, as we sit here, that's still showing on their website that he was arrested for this felony. So anytime he goes to look for a job or interacts in the public, if you Google him, that pops up.
He says the experience has changed the teen.
He's someone who believes in authority, has a high respect for law enforcement. After all of this has transpired, obviously that has had a huge impact. And I think that's probably the saddest outcome of all this.
Kennard says he hopes the lawsuit sends a broader message.
We just want to make sure when you do your job properly. And certainly inventing false allegations against a law-abiding citizen is certainly not acceptable by any standard.
We reached out to IMPD in the city of Indianapolis, and they both said they cannot comment on pending litigation. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
And we're looking at details in a new lawsuit against Malcolm Jamal Warner's mother, what his widow is asking for after alleged unfulfilled agreements.
And that wind of change cutting across central Indiana going to bring us even cooler temperatures tonight. We're going to time out our next storm chance ahead in the 7-day forecast.
And right now, Metro Police are investigating a spree of smashed car windows in downtown Indy. The latest in their investigation is drivers are frustrated.